They say it's a big rich town. Yeah. Yes. I just come from the poorest parts.
Bright lights, city lights, I gotta make it.
What up, y'all?
We had to slow all that to make sure I
get the lyrics right.
So yeah, he done brought the original back.
He did. What up, y'all? This is Ladies with KeKe. My name is Dana B.
And I am Cassie J.
And if you didn't know, we're talking about Power.
Season 6. Episodes 5 and 6.
Boom.
Episodes 5 is King's Gambit and 6 is Inside Man.
Yeah.
Sad.
King's Gambit. You know what's so funny? So y'all know I was out on vacation.
Yes.
So everyone kept talking about this dang on episode.
And you didn't watch it?
Well, at first I didn't have at the time to, but then I made the mistake and I went on Facebook.
You know good and darn well you cannot go on Facebook.
Everyone said that Proctor was killed. And I'm just like, well, I'm gonna get off. I'm just surprised myself to find out how he was killed.
That's like the only thing I can say about that episode. When I say that, I said I don't even want to review this one. That was not what we said in the last video. When I was sitting there talking about, went down my list of people that supposed to die.
Proctor was
not on the list. He was not on the bucket list.
Right.
He was not supposed to die.
Only thing I got from the episode, Tariq being his
Tariq
dumbass
self. So now I agree with my brother. That little nigga got to go.
Well,
he got to die.
He needs to learn.
What, the game, the rules?
Yeah, and he's lucky. He is lucky that his father is Ghost.
Who he is.
And his uncle is Tommy.
Who he is.
He is lucky.
He a lucky little kid.
He should have been dead. He should have
is.
been dead. So he don't try to get over on Vincent, give him the wrong pills. He gave him baby aspirins.
Right.
The girl, his little girlfriend,
Effie.
basically told on him. I don't know who she was talking to though.
Yeah, I don't know who she was either.
But she plotting.
Yeah, she's
we'll see more of her. I really do. I mean, here's the thing. Y'all know that Power is done this season.
Yeah.
But they're going to be Power Book 2 starting. And I believe, I'm not 1,000% sure. Not 1,000% sure, Maury. But
I'm 1,000% sure.
But like, I think I'm pretty good, like 75% sure that
Tariq's gonna be
Tariq, the little girl, and that white boy their story is going to carry on.
Now I'm wondering, after watching these 2 episodes, how she's gonna be a part of it. Because before it was pretty clear.
He don't fall in love with her. He already like her like that.
So it's gonna be just like your mama, because your mama had some lies and stuff in the past that you ain't know nothing about, and you go, this is so a repeat. Like this is like we gonna take it back to the beginning of how your mama and daddy met.
They say the fruit was the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Sure
there you go. The apple right there. Eye view.
So, listen, who was supposed to die was Sachs. Cooper Sachs was supposed to die because I'm so sick of he is so like just gun-ho set on getting Ghost.
Yeah, it's like
Ghost ain't the one you need to be
They
going
literally
after.
said, no, it wasn't. It's impossible for him to be the shooter when the shot was above. He was literally right there. So obviously he didn't shoot her.
So he knows the shooter.
No, again, forensic shows she was in the back.
That's it. If he knew the shooter,
his back was
why
to
would
the
he
shooter.
call the police?
Yeah, his back was to the shooter. So it's like you're still trying to get him now it's just his ego and his pride.
It is. He upset
because he got away he had him ish.
And he got away.
He got away, and now he just can't.
He's like, I gotta redeem myself.
Yeah,
I can't
too
lose.
Many people got killed. Even though I think Sachs should blame himself for Angela.
You should. It was your fault.
And that's what the sister did say. Though, like, yeah, a lot of people turned their back on her, aka your ass.
You.
But he's so gung ho on it, and truthfully, that little detective chick. I don't know why she's even involved anymore.
Yeah,
she need to go somewhere.
But you know, on episode 5, what got me upset was because I was like, so we was talking about what led up to Proctor dying,
right?
So it's Sachs' fault again. Sachs, you get people killed again
because they didn't know Tommy was in the closet trying to kill the little witness chick.
Yeah,
and
Tommy,
he heard Sachs saying that we got Proctor as a witness.
Well, before how he even got to that point was. So we all know that Sachs had convinced Proctor's ex-wife, baby mama, to have the little unicorn on his daughter's book bag. So when his baby mama died, the book bag was downstairs. This book bag got on my nerves this whole season. Like, why does book bag keep being around? Baby, take book bag upstairs with you. Why book bag downstairs? So it had caught him recording saying, like, when she was dying, she was saying call the police, call for help, call 911, and he was getting ready to call, and then he thought about it. Was like, this is my opportunity to get rid of you permanently.
He's like, you're not gonna take my daughter.
And so he said, I can't let you take my daughter away from me, and that's what it called. So when Sachs's boss called him into the office, was like, so why didn't you tell me about our star witness wanting to change her story? He's like, huh? Yeah. He said, I just got this overtime bill from these, DEA officers running into her apartment because you said that Ghost was going to be there to kill him, and he wasn't there.
And then where you got the information from? Oh, yeah, but I'm using
Andre. Like, oh, so yeah, I turned Dre. So that sergeant was like, so you flipped Dre? How did you do that? So yeah, my thing was at that point, okay, you're his boss. Now, you had already said that you was going to give him a little rope to hang himself. I'm like, how much more rope you need for him to do?
Because he's hanging himself.
Like, he's hung.
And he didn't say what he got on Andre.
Right. You didn't tell that part. That's why she said, well, how did you get him to do that? You didn't answer that question. Y'all just kind of moved on past that. So I was like, no, let's go back and talk about this. How did you get him to do this? Why would he agree? He was like, well, Angela's dead, Donovan's gone, so we just needed this. We got to get this win. Mm-hmm. I understand all that, sir, but you're not answering my question.
You're still not doing it legally, which you should have learned the last time when you tried to get
Ghost
and then backfired.
Up.
So
he was like, well, not only is her story, she's not credible anymore, because if he did pay, something about Ghost paid her off, he's like, well, Andre said that he was on his way over there to kill her, but instead of killing her, he gave her money. He said, so he bribed her. It was he said, so we can't trust nothing she says.
Yeah.
Whether she testifies or not, we don't know. We can't trust her.
Right.
She's blown. And he was like, and not only is that, he was like, well, I still got somebody else. I said, who? It was like, Proctor. They was like, well, his baby mom just died. He was like, what? He was like, yeah, I'm about to go and, find out what happened.
And why was Proctor even there?
Yeah, why was he there? Yeah. He was like, well, can I tag along? I was like, no.
You just said no.
You should have. I was like, enough. No, yeah, you done enough. You need to stay your ass here.
Right.
So he goes, they go to Proctor's house. They want to know, like, what happened? How did she OD? Why were you there? And so when he gets there, he does something sneaky again. He's still sneaking around. You still doing illegal shit.
Yeah, he asked to use the bathroom, and then he found the book bag.
Because he said, "Can I use your bathroom?" He said, "Or can I?" He said, "I don't." Or can I piss off your bathroom? Something like that. He said, "I don't care if you pee on the floor." And he was like, Proctor was like, "I care.
Yeah, this is my house." I would be like, "Hell no, you can't use my bathroom. You just."
That's what I said. You gonna have to hold.
Like, sorry, no.
Or you can go outside.
This is gonna be a real quick conversation.
In and out. Or you can go outside and wait in the car for all I care. No, you can't use my bathroom. And then he was like, fine, it's down the hallway. So when he told him where to go, he's like, don't get lost back there. So instead of him going to the bathroom, he goes looking for the book bag. Once again,
finds it.
Why is this book bag not in the child's room with this child? Why is it just out here?
He found the book bag. So he got the little unicorn. Then he went to the bathroom.
Unicorn, yeah, and then he went to the bathroom.
Right.
So that's how he got the recording. And so that's how he convinced Sachs to quote unquote flip. He walked up to him and played Proctor. He played the recording, and Proctor was like, illegal wiretap. He was like, well, regardless, we got this information, and he said, and I'll let you get off if you help me. He was like, what do you want? He was like, who killed Angela Valdez? And he's just looking at him like.
He told him, right, Tommy.
He eventually told him, Tommy. But he didn't tell him, I don't think, right away. Because he went and talked to his cousin Benny and was like, listen, this is what's going on.
Yeah, he's like, I ain't no rat, though.
And he said, I got a plan. What I need you to know what's going on. Because if something happens, I need you to know. So, Proctor's still trying to figure out how he can protect Ghost and protect himself and get out of this. Like, he's still working.
Right.
Because I don't feel like he really want to tell on anybody.
Well, he can't tell on Ghost because that'll make him...
Right, he don't want to implement himself.
He'll go to jail for something. I forgot. He's involved in some way, somehow.
He's involved with all of them. But if he had to choose...
he still has, like, lawyer-client privilege,
right.
I guess, or some of it.
But if he was going to tell on anybody, it's going to be Tommy.
True.
Because, I mean, Ghost is still his main client. Like, he helped Tommy that one time because Ghost asked him to. But... his client is Ghost.
Well, you know, Tommy's... Oh, I'm sorry.
He did help him when he got in trouble that one time.
Well, Tommy is his client as well, though.
But Ghost...
But yeah, Ghost is the main one.
Yes.
But yeah, Tommy is one of them, I guess you could say.
So, he was like, I will only do this under these conditions. And he said, and it has to be in writing. Ain't no verbal. I don't trust you with no verbal agreements. It has to be in writing. And so... he came in with a contract, but it wasn't something right in it. And he was like, I'm not signing this. And he was like, well, either you sign this or I will tell, child services what you did. And then he was like, well, give me some time to think about it. So then he went and talked to the other witness, the girl, the Spanish girl, and was telling her, don't worry. We got another person to testify, and that's what you said when you seen Tommy.
Tommy was actually in there listening.
And he was like, who's the other person? He said, we got, St. Patrick's lawyer to turn. He's going to testify. So after Proctor left, not Proctor, but Sachs left, that's when Tommy comes out the closet.
Kills old girl.
And he kills her.
Even though Ghost was going to anyhow.
Yeah, because...
oh, yeah, that episode, it was kind of weird because now he's starting to hallucinate and talk to Angie.
Oh, he's been hallucinating.
It was just weird.
He's been hallucinating from the beginning. That's why he was so upset. He was like, why is Angela back? So he went to go kill her because Proctor had told him that he had to kill her because he said, she's going to tell on all of us.
Which, honestly, this is all Sachs is doing because this is what Sachs put in everyone's mind. And it wasn't going to happen. The girl already changed her mind. She wasn't
told her story. She had recanted.
And even if she did, nothing that she said is credible.
Yeah, they wasn't going to
So it's like, if they did nothing, it probably would have went away.
Yeah.
But Sachs planted seeds in everyone's head.
Because he wants them to move. He wants somebody to mess up.
Planted a seed in Proctor's mind. Proctor planted a seed in Jamie's mind. And
then Tommy's mind.
And then, Tommy was like...
because he said, I don't think Ghost is going to do it.
Yeah, because it wasn't.
He paid her off.
And Proctor knew that his house was bugged. And that's why he stayed at Jamie's house.
So he left and he was like,
that's my safest place.
So, but he lied to Jamie. He told Jamie that he was having to testify against someone else. And with somebody else. Can I stay here until it gets done? And he said, it's not really a good time, but fine, you can stay here. So when Tommy's in the closet and he hears that Proctor's about to snitch on them, he kills the girl and then he calls Tariq and says, are you home? He's like, yeah. He's like, who's there? And he was like, I thought I told you not to move on my dad without, giving me a heads up. He said, I'm not here for your dad. And he was like, well, it's just me and, Proctor. And he was like, okay, I need you to go out the back, leave the door, turn alarm off, go out the back,
and leave the door
unlocked. Like, so I can come in. And he was like, okay. So he was on his way out, Tariq was, and then he heard Proctor's daughter crying because he didn't even know she was there.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I didn't know you were here. And so he was trying to convince her to come to leave with him. He's like, let's have some ice cream first. And she was like, I don't eat ice cream. I don't like ice cream. He's like, what child don't eat ice cream? He said, what about hot chocolate? She said, okay. So that's when they left. And Tommy came in there like a bat out of hell.
We're talking about...
he shot up that
everything, honey.
House. He shot that whole place up. But I will say that Proctor didn't go out without a fight. He tried to shoot him.
He tried. And he kind of caught Tommy off guard. He was like, oh, this nigga shooting back.
I was so upset because if it wasn't for him trying to save his daughter, he could have probably got out.
Yeah.
But he went there to go get his daughter.
Yeah.
And he barricaded himself in that room.
Yeah.
Once he realized that she was gone. And he was like, okay. And she was like, he said, go to your Uncle Benny's house. Because he called. He's like, where are you at? And she was like, I'm getting hot chocolate. He said, so you're not here? She was like, no. He said, okay, go to your Uncle Benny's house. She said, what's wrong? He said, just go there. Just go there. And remember my gift I gave, because he had gave her a charm. And with it had a file in it.
The file that he's been...
That he said that he got rid of.
Yeah, they told Jamie and Tommy they got rid of. That was his insurance.
That was his insurance policy. Yeah. And I think he told Benny too.
Yeah. And
so...
No, he told Benny that he got rid of it.
He said he got rid of the laptop.
But he didn't say nothing about the file?
I think he told Benny about this file. I think that was like a contingency. He's like, if something happens to me...
Yeah.
She's gonna have this, and if it ever comes to it, you'll know what to do with it, when to do it. So, his daughter was like, that was a sad scene, because she was like, "Are you gonna meet me there?" And he was like, "No." Yeah. And she just looked like, "Oh my God!" And
I just lost my mom, and now I'm losing my dad.
And like, I'm literally seeing that I'm about to lose my dad.
Yeah.
And Tariq was just looking like, "Oh shit." That's why he came to the house. That's why he was coming to the house.
Now, one thing I would say, I'm glad that they didn't show it for the next episode. I'm just like, this apartment better be looking a hot mess. This thing better not be fixed after one episode.
Right.
But they didn't, so
it was shot
all the way up. I'm just like, it'll take a couple months.
And my thing was, I was like, where are the police at? If you heard shooting like that, them police should have been there by now.
I mean,
like, he was just going through, just
lit it up.
Litty titty.
So,
Tariq takes her to Benny's house, and Benny already knew. He knew what it was.
That's how that episode ended.
Yeah.
So Tasha, though, she started the daycare.
She did.
So there is this guy in the neighborhood, basically is like, "Hey, where's your payment?"
And she was
like $1,000. I was $1,000 a week or $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a week.
$1,000 a week. She was like, "I ain't got it."
She's like, you didn't check in with the community to see if you to get a permit.
And I was so upset that she didn't tell Tommy or Ghost about the situation. But I mean, she was going to. Well, she was going to, but that's when her and Tommy got a little tiff in the car talking about Holly, because Keisha getting on my damn nerves. Now she want to know about what's going on with what happened with Holly. Sweetie, you really don't want to know. You don't want to know. You want to know that he strangled her with his own hands, honey.
Yes, killed her.
Your beloved one. You don't want to know that. So
you don't want to know about the real Tommy. Okay.
But she want to hate on Tasha so damn much. Because they saw each other at the damn boutique store.
Oh, that made me mad, too.
Tasha, she kind of low on money.
That's all she been waiting for. She low on money.
She had to take some things back. They had
a
problem.
Take it back, though.
Here she come. Oh, Tasha.
Look like you're having, like you need some help over there. She was like, "No, girl, I'm good. Just doing a little shopping." Okay.
She done rubbing in her face that her friend ain't doing right. It was messed up because Tasha never did that to her.
But she's been waiting for that moment.
Like, oh,
I'm better than you.
Yeah, but it's like Tasha never did that to her.
She didn't.
But Keisha always was jealous of that lifestyle.
She was.
And so she brought up, she was like, just be careful with Tommy. She's like, nothing's changed. You're still the same.
I guess me and Tommy won't be seeing you around anytime soon. It was one of the moments where I just always been hating, and now it's like, ooh, I finally got to glow. I finally got something better than you over you. So it's like, whenever Tasha would complain about Ghost, Keisha would have this attitude like, look at everything that you got around you. Look at all this. What do you possibly have to complain about? But you think about it, Tasha's mama's the same way too with her. Why are you mad? Why are you complaining? Look at this life this man gave you.
Now the bitch is gone, so now you can get him back. It's like, I don't
want this. I want more. What's wrong with me wanting a man that loves me?
Right, and respects me equally.
And wants to be with me and me only.
Right.
A bag ain't gonna change that.
Right.
So, So
now she gotta sell drugs. Well, she's like, I ain't got the money, so it's like, I can help move your weight. And so she got the stripper girl to help her. Now they have a smaller organization going on.
So Tariq gets kidnapped. No, he get kicked out of school.
Well, he got expelled from school. He got kidnapped by Vincent because he realized,
they're holding him for ransom.
Yeah, because you took my he had to pay for what he did.
You gave me aspirin. You integrity of my business. Right. That's what he said.
You jeopardized the integrity of my business. Well, you should have been killed right then and there. But since you're Ghost's son, Tommy's godson, let's work something out. So this is not that next episode.
But the thing was, before that, when the first time they had the interaction, Vincent's little side person was like, why are you even messing with this kid? Why are you even still hanging around? He was like, because as long as I control the kid, I control his dad and his Uncle Tommy. And he was like, and I can use that to my advantage. I'm going to drain him for as much as I can, for as long as I can. So that's why he's even still messing with Tariq. Right. So now here comes the big payout.
Now this is Tariq's idea.
And I'm still trying to figure this shit out.
Kidnap me and they'll pay $2 million.
They'll pay whatever it takes to get me. Because he's like, this is what you owe me. You owe me X amount of dollars. He's like, okay, ask them for double. And we'll split it after I pay you what I owe you. But I'm thinking to myself, what is you going to do with the money?
And you really think, like, he's stupid.
That's the part I didn't get.
You really think he's going to go with that?
My thing is this. Okay, even if he did, let's just say hypothetically he does give you the money and lets you go free. Let's just say he does. What are you going to do with the money? How are you going to keep that money?
Kingpin.
How are you going to keep that money from your mama?
He thinks he's really going to be a kingpin.
Where you going to go?
He's going to hide in his book bag underneath his bed. That's what he thinks is going to happen.
With the dad and the mama that flip stuff over like they do?
Well, truthfully, they don't really pay attention to that much. I mean, he had a whole drug organization at school.
You was at school, but you're not at school now. You in my house. And after what's going to happen now, you think that they going to just let you just ride around?
They did it before.
You ain't been in this kind of trouble before.
True.
This is a different situation.
But he don't think straight.
Because you didn't sit down and get the game from your dad and your uncle.
Right.
So.
He got it from Kanan, which is the wrong person to get it from. He should have got someone
who was
actually successful and is still doing this.
Right.
Your father, you see the lifestyle your father has, and you see the lifestyle your uncle has.
Learn a little
They
bit.
never been in jail, never been killed, shot at.
They've been shot at.
Well, true, but they haven't been set on fire. Like, come on now. Who you want to be like? Kanan? The one that's dead?
Yes. So, now Ghost and Tommy are having to work together. And they had a moment. Mm-hmm. And I was very happy for that moment, but it was, as we'll find out later, short-lived. But Tommy had to check Ghost. He was like, listen, I don't work for you.
Exactly.
I don't have to do this.
I don't have to do this. This ain't my son.
Like,
we at odds. We at war.
I need you to get that through your head. If we gonna do this, we got to work together.
And that's what Ghost is like. You know, you're right.
You don't have to do this. He said,
as my brother, though.
He said, "Will you help me?"
As my brother, not my boy, not my friend. As my brother.
Will you help me? And he was like, "Yes, I will work with you to get Tariq back." So. They got to come up with $2 million in 24 hours.
Would you have helped him? If you were Tommy, would you have helped him?
For the kid, yeah.
No, I wouldn't have. You literally just tried to kill me. You literally tried to kill me. Bang, bang, bang. You.
That's not the kid's fault.
I ain't helping you with your kid. You ain't thinking about your kid and what I meant for him and your children's life when you try to kill me. If you were successful, I definitely wouldn't have been here to help you.
It don't matter. It wasn't the kid's fault.
You better than me.
It's not.
Let's call me Petty LaBelle.
I do. I call you Petty LaBelle a lot.
On my own.
Yes, you are on your own island. You live in another reality, like we said.
Once again.
You gotta do this.
Well, you know.
You gotta if you gotta get in there. So they are trying to hustle up this money. So Tommy went and placed a large order with Jason. Jason's like, "You've never taken this much product from me before. What's going on?" And he was like, "I have an eager customer."
Yeah, exactly.
He said, "Why does it matter to you? As long as you get your money, what difference would it make?" He was like, "You're right." But that comes back to bite them later on.
Mm-hmm. And Ghost trying to get the money from, he got it from Tate.
He got the money. Now, he punked Tate to give him this money. He said, "Listen, I need $1 million from you." He was like, "What?" I
love it how at first he was like, I need this $1 million. Please, I'll give it back to you.
He was being real. He was begging.
So every time he does that, Tate is like,
Nigga, please.
Exactly. So then Ghost is like, okay, nigga.
This is what I like it. He said.
He's like, all right, I try to be nice.
So now I got to get street on you.
Exactly.
He said, so let me remind you.
I got this recording.
I have this. He didn't. This one Tate was like. So you need it by when? How much you need it?
Right.
We'll make a few calls.
Right.
He was like, thank you. Good doing business with you.
I love their interaction with this episode was funny because even when he was leaving, here comes Tasha.
That was later.
That was later?
Yeah, because remember they had to get money twice. The first time he got the money, he was like, yeah. So then he was like, I need this money back by, my fundraiser, whatever. He said, okay. So he get his $1 million, and then they out there hustling, selling drugs to get their $1 million. Then that's when Tasha found out that, Tariq had been kidnapped. And she come flying over to Tommy's house. And Keisha was pissed off. Keisha getting on my nerves. I'm sick of this. I told you, Tommy, I didn't want to be dealing with them no more. And, okay, girl, you're not really in a position really yet to be making these kind of demands. Right. Sorry. So, Tasha's like, what are we doing to get this money? What are we doing? How are we going to do this? And then she was like, I got this. I'm cleaning the money through my shop. She said, girl, I taught you.
First Tasha was like, I could
let me help through my daycare. Yeah. She was like, girl, we got this. I'm doing it through the shop.
She was like, this is my son. This is my child. Right. And I taught you to do this shit.
And if we going to do this, we make sure we're doing this right. So sure enough, when they was going through the books, she was not doing it right.
She was like, no.
This doesn't reflect.
Exactly.
You didn't be ordering 100 dryers.
Not no 10.
You need to make sure that your vendors accept cash.
Right.
And then she was like, fine, I'll fix it. So that goes to show me, like, if you've been cleaning money through your shop this whole time, so have you been doing it wrong?
Yeah, she's a newbie at it. So it's like,
you need to stop being so stubborn.
Yeah.
And just say, listen, I really want us to put the past in the past, but these was the issues I have. Like, just address it so y'all can move on. Because at the end of the day, y'all is family.
Right.
And families fight, fall out. Y'all ain't trying to kill each other yet. Right. Yet. So just stop.
That's when so when Keisha was there and Tasha was telling her
about
the
when
books,
the drug dealer
came and Keisha saw her. She was like,
who was that? Because he was like, so who was that? She was like, nobody. He was like, I mean, you got my money, or do I need to go holler at your home girl? She's like, first of all, that's not my home girl. And you need to be coming here at this time of day, in the middle of the day and stuff, trying to collect money. So when he walked out, Keisha was like, who was that?
She was just a guy wanting to holler at me. She's like, no, I know a dope boy when I see one. And then she told her the situation with the stripper and that organization.
And she said, how much weight do you think they can move? So that's when they went to the strip club and got them to move some more weight.
Yeah, to get some more money. So they actually got the $2 million. They was on the way to meet up with Vincent, and here goes Jason and his bitch ass.
And said, I knew something was going on.
Y'all two working again?
Y'all working together again? It was like, no, we're not working together. It's not what you think. Let me explain. It was like, no, I don't need to explain anything. He took one of the bags with the $1 million in it and said, they was like, we said, we need this money. And they was like, I know you do. That's why I'm only taking half.
Which is messed up because literally he's pimping both of them.
Because he said, this is your payment. He said, because you still owe me for protection
from ghosts.
And then he was like, and you still owe me for not retaliating against you.
Right, because you didn't kill old girl, which had Tommy do. So basically, Jason was getting money off of them two because they were at odds. So he used that for his full advantage.
And so Ghost and Tommy looked at each other like, he said protection from me?
Yeah, so.
And it's like, he said, you're ditching the protection. And I was just like, at that point, that's why I felt like, I said, okay, maybe they're going to come together finally and kill this nigga and realize.
You know what I mean?
I thought at that moment, I was like, so Tommy is really going to finally realize that we need to come together and kill him.
Right.
Come on. So in the middle of this, there's one thing that we're missing. So Sachs went to Dre and was like, "You're not giving me no information. I need to know why, Jason and Ghost, what kind of business they got going on." He was like, "Nigga, I don't know." He said, "Well, you better find out something." And then he pulled up in a car with his daughter in there, and he was like, "Kind of slave on the shit that you got going on." And he was like, "I'm just reminding you what you're working for." He said, "So get me something." So before they go and do the meetup to try to get Tariq back, Dre and Ghost sat down and was like, he said, "I need something. I need to know what you got going on with Jason." He was like, "Me and Jason don't have any business."
He wants me to be his distro, but I don't want to because he wants to replace Tommy.
And he was like, "Well, who's the distro?" Technical difficulties.
Honey. Anyway.
Back at it. So, as I was saying about Dre trying to find out what was going on with Ghost and Jason for Sachs. So, after he told him, he was like, "I don't have no business with him." And he's like, "Okay, so who's the distro?" And he was like, "I don't know that I'm not involved." And he was like, "Is it Tommy?" And he was like, he said, "I mean, if it was Tommy, then he's probably fucking up." And he was like, "Well then, I mean, if he need a new distro, then let me be. Let me do it." And he was like, "Now you know that you can't do that." He was like, "What's the problem?" He said,
"You got the feds on you.
You working for the feds, right?" And he was like, "Okay." He said, "So if Sachs was to find out that you working for Jason, then you're gonna get busted. And then when Jason find out that you was working for the feds, and then he gonna kill both of us." And then he was like,
"Oh,
okay,
that makes
sense. You're right." And then he was like,
but when he asked, he was like, "Hey, I need you to do me a favor." He was like, "Look, I'll make you his new distro if you help me."
Right.
But he was like, "Well, how can you trust me with this?"
He was like, right. He said, "I don't." Because he said, he was like, "Well, what this?" Because, he was like, "Well, why would I do this for you? Like, how do I know that you're gonna be a man of your word?" And he was like, "I can get your daughter back because, I'm working with Tate.
Right.
He's going to be the next mayor. He can make calls. He got pull. He can get your daughter." He was like, "How can you guarantee that?" He was like, "He can make the call and get her." He said, "So if I can get your daughter, will you do this?" And he was like, that's when he was like, "How can I be trusted?" He was like, "I don't trust you. That's why you're going to be working with somebody."
And here comes this random person. I forgot his name. Sorry, Alfonso? Something.
Yeah, I think it's Alfonso. But he's been on here before. I forgot. I think he might have been one of Ghost's old crew people. I've seen him before. So, they get out there on the block. They selling drugs too, trying to help move this weight. And, so, now, like we said, they got jacked for half their money.
So then they was like, "What we gonna do?"
They was like, "What all we can do?" So they showed up to Vincent, and Vincent was like, "How dare you show up with only half the money?" He was like, "Well, if you let me explain," he was like, "I don't need you to explain." So here come Tariq out here acting like he's all scared.
Oh, but chick got real, honey. He put them
oranges in a pillowcase and started hitting him in the body, right here in the stomach out.
Honey, I was like,
and then they was like, he said, "You got 24 hours to get me my money."
So back to the drawing boards. That's when
Tariq got up and said that wasn't a part of the plan. And he said, "You also told me they would be good for the money."
So then it was Ghost, Tommy, Keisha, and Tasha. And for whatever reason, Keisha wanted to let them know that
Tasha got a weight.
Yes, they're like, "You ain't tell me you were doing this."
Ghost had nerve to get all upset.
He had some audacity. It's like,
how dare you moving weight and you not telling me? She was like,
which is weird. I thought that Tasha and Keisha were starting to bond a little bit.
I did too, but
it's like, what the hell's wrong with her?
As we can see, this was about.
So whatever. So they was like, fine. She was like, I could get more weight.
I can go to my Connect and see what he.
And Keisha was like, "Yeah, I told you we are done with after this. We're done with them." I don't get what her problem is. I thought I got her what her problem was, but I really don't understand what her problem.
She don't want to be associated with them no more. She want to
be. But she wants their life though.
Right. She wants to be the kingpin. the queen pin. She don't want them involved. She want them to go their separate ways. She just want them to be separate. Now, there came a little bit of an incident. So, the police want to talk to Tariq.
Yeah, it was like, oh, Tariq's kidnapped.
But they can't say that. So, they was like, well, we'll call Vincent and say, Vincent, unless you want the police at your front door, you better give us our son so that he can talk to the police.
And as Tasha was like, look, I'll do it because it'll be better for me to do it.
Yeah, they said, how's it going with you showing up? So, she goes and
they meet up with the detectives at a restaurant.
First, before they get that, when they get in the car, Tariq starts acting already. Mom, I'm really scared. Remember, he's in on this. So she's like, it's okay, baby. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna get us out of this. It's all right. So Vince is like, don't you try anything funny. We're gonna be sitting right out here in the front. So when they get out the car, walking in, Tasha's like, I don't care what we gotta do, but you're not getting back in that car. Tariq was like, what you talking about? You crazy? We gotta get back in that car. They got eyes on Jazz and Big Mama. Mm-hmm. Now, that scene right there, at first I thought he messed up and said Raina. So I had to go back and watch it. I was like, this nigga done fucked up and said the wrong name. But he said Jazz and Big Mama. But I could tell that Tasha was like, what you mean he got eyes on them? Why he got eyes on? What this got to do with? Yeah. Oh, I could tell she just something wasn't right about that.
So they get into the restaurant. They're talking to the detective. Really, all Tariq had to do was tell the damn truth, which was the little girl was crying. I
went and took a guy ice cream
to cheer her up, and then she got a phone call saying go to her uncle Benny's because that's what really happened.
Because they want to know why he went out the back door,
right? And he lies saying that there's a guy on the 12th floor that's really racist and he doesn't like going through the front entrance because they always talking about, oh, you're not supposed to be here, so I go in the back door.
This is why we were saying that you ain't learned the game because your dad would have told you to keep it simple. Because the thing about telling a lie, you need to keep it simple and you have to keep the story up. Mm-hmm. And the more you elaborate your lie, is the more details you got to remember. Mm-hmm. Because if you get somebody like myself at times that tends to remember a lot of things, I'd be like, now girl, yesterday you said that you seen an orange car. So now you saying it was yellow. So was it yellow or orange? Now you got to be like, well, I mean, I'm not sure exactly what color. I mean, it was a car. And I mean, I seen it on Peachtree. Yesterday you said you was on Sumter. Mm-hmm. And you said that you was sitting inside the restaurant. Now you saying that you was walking. So just keep it
your
simple.
Details short, yeah. So they got out. He did a little scene.
He did, and you could tell Tasha was just looking like,
what's going on? This don't add up.
You lying.
Yeah. So when they walked out, she said, like,
why did you lie?
Because I know you're lying.
And he was just like,
I forgot what he said.
I mean, he just like, shut up. He was like, I mean, why does it matter? And it's like, because you don't need to lie to the police. Tell us what, because this means that you know something.
Right.
And now I need to know what it is you know.
Right.
So that's why I was like, I feel like, okay, even if you did get this money, now your mom knows that you were lying about something. And so now your mom's going to be on your ass. And so what are you about to do with this money? Mm-hmm. So they get back to the car and Vince was like, okay, your business is done here. And he gets in the car and he leaves. So Tasha goes back to Thomas and was like, they just took him and he's gone. And was like, well, what did Tariq say? And so she told him the story. And Ghost was like, I mean, did they say anything else? And it was like, no. So that's when Tommy's guy from the crew comes in with the money from selling Tasha's drugs. And they was like, well, what you got? And I think he said like 40,000. They said, that's it? And he was like, this shit got 2 stars on Yelp. So they was like, how are we going to get this money? We need to get this money. And that's when they came up with the brilliant idea of rob Truth. And Ghost was like, you can't rob my darn club.
They was like, you're having the fundraiser at your club, we can hit them up. He told them to bring cash, swipe them up.
And now back to that about bringing the cash. So this was another one of them interactions between Tate and Ghost. Mm-hmm. So they was talking about the fundraiser, and Ghost don't swindle his way into getting Dre's daughter out of custody. He was like, you know, hey, this is what we can do. We can just do it all cash.
He's a fast talker.
Yeah, he is. He's like, we can just do all cash. whoever raises the most money, they get like 10 minutes of time with you. They can get their pictures. And so,
that girl Rhonda, she's eating it up. She's like, yes, this is a great idea. She's like, yeah, this guy
is gold.
He's on fire.
It. And then he was like, oh, also, Councilman, I have a friend that, he's having some issues, like his daughter's in the system
illegally.
Yeah, and he's been having issues trying, and it was like, he'll do it.
Yeah, it's like, this will be great for you.
This will be great press. And then he was like, I'll make a few calls.
I love
He's like, anything else? And he was like, that'll be all, Councilman.
I love it. Their interaction this episode was funny.
It is. He's like, you slick little bastard. And he's just like,
he's like, I got my way. We're good.
So then when it's about time at the fundraiser, and he's like, he comes into the office, he's like, I need my money.
Right.
He's like, it's on the way. He said, don't give me that shit. I need it now. You told me we'll be back in 24 hours, and now it's time to pay up. And he's just like I said, it's on its way. And so on the way out, that's when he ran into Tasha, like you were saying earlier. And Tasha was like,
fuck out of here.
Get out of my fucking face.
He was like, all right, my sister.
It's always good to see you, my sister. She's like...
It was funny.
He's so fake. So...
They get to... Now they're at the event.
They're at the event. Everybody's there.
Everyone's smoozing along.
Yes, Tasha's... Oh, I've never seen her so happy to be around Ghost. She's just like, yes. And Councilman
this, and he does this for the community.
And I just love him, and he's helped with...
Everyone is smoozing with everyone.
So, Dre...
Looking around.
Yeah, and then he sees some of Tommy's boys, and he's like, And then, but that one dude seen him too, and that
one dude wants that smoke with him.
He did, so he was like, Dre.
So Dre's like, let me go.
He books it. He gets up out of it. He was like, oh hell, I can't be here.
Right.
So he leave, and I was like, he about to mess up and miss his mark.
Thought that.
I said they about to mess up something. I thought Dre was about to run out and tell somebody. I just knew something was about to go down.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. They come in, they rob them. But Councilman Tate is sitting there.
Recognized one of the guys.
And it was the guy that Ghost had hired to work with Dre.
Alfonso guy, whatever his name is.
So they come in, they're like, women on one side, men on the other side, put all the money and jewelry in the bag. And so everybody's, putting their money and jewelry in the bag. So, Tate is like, I know him somewhere. Instead of them just leaving, like the other two guys, Tommy's guys left. I don't know if this was part of the setup, because this was the thing. I don't know if you had caught that when Dre and that Alfonso guy was outside in the back. He said, like, I'm going to get paid either way.
That's what made Dre's antennas go like, what do you mean?
What you mean? He was like, what you mean by that?
He did take it too far. He could have just left, but no, he wanted to mess with Ramona, whatever her name is. And that's when it was like, all right.
And that's when Councilman Tate was like, Ghost had a gun.
Ghost had a gun. He's like, here, take this. Because he's also a cop.
He said, have my back.
So he was like, all right. So Ghost was like, all right, your other men left. You
don't have no backup. Just leave.
And that's when he want to talk shit.
He said, I leave when I'm ready to leave. I'm running this show. And he was like, but look around you. You're by yourself now. So just go. Just take what you have and just go.
And then that's when Tate was like, I know who you are.
I know you, Alfonso.
Yeah, whatever his name is. We could be saying it wrong. My bad.
I'm sure y'all will put it in the comments that if we're saying the names wrong.
But he was like, that's when, did he take his mask off?
No, he didn't.
That was after he shot him.
Okay.
So yeah, he pulled a move like he was about to shoot, and that's when it popped and boom, boom, boom.
Tate shot him.
And
then he took his mask off.
Yeah, he ended up as a hero.
Yeah, because when they was taking everybody's jewelry, you seen, because he was like, he told Ghost to give him his watch. And Ghost was looking at him like,
you got my wallet. You don't need nothing else.
You're not getting this watch. And he was like, watch, homeboy. And so he was like, so then that's when Tasha was up across the room. She's like, just give it to him, honey. I said, y'all stupid. She was like this.
I cannot. So then the cops came, of course, Tate had his moment,
Right.
Even though he did this, he's still a good brother, and
and he's like, I just want. That's when he did his whole PR thing. He looked back at Ghost. He was like, so I just want them to know that there's ways to get out of here other than violence, and that's what my campaign is about. It's about education and opportunities, and so Ramona was just like, this was, quite a night for him. And it's
like,
amazing how it all played out.
Yeah, it worked out for him because now he's the hero.
And he said, I'm sure insurance will cover all of the money everyone lost and everything else. And so that's when Tasha said, excuse me, we got to go get our son. Mm-hmm. So that's when they have the meetup. And so that's Tariq had already told them that they was gonna kill them.
Yeah, did he tell Tasha this?
He told Tasha.
So he told Tasha when Tasha and him were meeting up to talk to the cops. That's when he said
we
gonna kill us anyhow.
Anyway. Yeah, he said they gonna kill all three of us anyhow.
I heard him say that to each other.
Before they had the meetup, Ghost had called Benny, which was Proctor's cousin, and said that,
hey, I need your help.
I need your help. And he was like, I just wanted you to know that I'm sorry for what happened, to Proctor. And he said he was going to testify against this guy, and he said his name. And he said, I guess
that's why he was at my house
got caught up in that. I guess that's what happened. So he was basically trying to say, I guess it's who killed Proctor. So Benny was like, well, if you ever need anything, let me know. He said, I could actually use your help. I need a few of your guys. I thought it was to lose some weight, because that's what he said. He said, well, how much weight are you talking? Mm-hmm. And then it just went
I didn't know he was a kingpin, though.
So when they went to go meet up, before that, Tommy was like, we're going to kidnap one of Benny's people because we need some leverage of our own. Yeah. So when they went to the meetup, they was like, okay, your guy for our guy. And they threw the money in the middle. They was like, your guy can pick up your money on the way over. So on the way over, he picked up the money, and they was like, so you think that we're going to just let you leave? And then his people pull up behind him. They was like, yeah, we ain't going to just let you leave here. And so he was just like, I mean, you got your money. What's the problem?
So then Ghost was like, I don't know. Did Ghost say something? Well, then once they said that, then other cars came in.
Yeah, then the other cars came.
That's what happened, yeah.
And then Benny got out, and he was like, Benny? He was like, Vincent? He was like, what are you doing here? He's like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. He said, if you're talking about hurting that kid right there, then it has everything to do with me.
He brought my niece to me with not a scratch on her.
He was like, so
I don't think you want a problem with me.
He said, I think that the debt is settled here, so I think you should just go ahead and go. He said, unless you want to go to war with me.
Right.
So that's when he looked at them. He was like, and that's when Ghost was like, thank you. And he was like, no, no problem. He said, he told Tommy, he looked at Tommy, he was like, Ghost told me who killed Proctor. Yeah. And that's when Tommy was like,
he had a look on his face.
He was like this. He said, oh, okay.
And that's when Ghost
realized.
Look.
He was like
something
didn't add up.
He was like, you're the one that killed Proctor.
He was like, okay. He's like, well, y'all have a good night. So they left. And so that's when Tariq was like, Uncle Tom, you're not coming with us. And he was like, no, you go ahead and get in the car. You go ahead and go home. Because before
they were saying
like,
what's going to happen
car. Yeah, they
after.
Was like, what are we doing here? Because that was the moment where I was like, Ghost doesn't want to do this.
Right.
He was like, what are we doing? We're brothers. Why are we doing this?
And he's like, after we get Tariq, what's next?
And he was like, are you strapped? He said, yeah. He said, are you? He said, I'm strapped. And he was like, well, there we have it.
Now we know.
But it was like, when they said it, I was like, y'all are strapped because y'all know y'all going.
Right. And I thought that everything would be... I think they said that before. And then Jason got him. They tied that conversation, and then Jason got him, and then they had to work together again. I'm thinking that they realized,
all right, bigger than you know what I mean? Just let this be.
It's like, let's just let bygones be bygones.
But I think that they would have if he had to kill Proctor, and that's why Tommy, when he left and he got home, Keisha was like, oh my God, Tommy, I've been worried about you. He was like, Ghost knows I killed Proctor, and I think he was going to take this worse than the whole Angela situation. Yeah.
He's like, this ain't over.
And that's what he said. He said, we're at war. He said, timeout is over. And she was like, oh, I'm ready. No, you're not. You're not ready for this.
You think you're ready, but sweetie, you're not about the life.
I'm telling you, you don't have to kill nobody. You just don't. And so when they get back to Tasha's apartment, that's when Ghost tells her, I think Tommy killed Proctor. And she's like,
she thinks she's like Tommy killed Proctor.
And he was like, what?
He's like, he gave me a
Benny a look when he told him that I had told him who killed Proctor. And then that's when Tasha was like, and Tariq lied to the police about what happened that night. So, yeah. That next episode looks very interesting. Like, they are finally gonna realize that Tariq is not
as innocent,
the little boy he used to be.
Yeah, he needs to honestly get in trouble without them fixing it, so he really knows this shit is real. Right? Because they keep saving him.
They know what this life is like. What this life is like, but I know why they are, because first off, their child, and they don't want to lose another child.
True, but he's asking for it.
They just don't want to lose another child.
You would think that after all the things that they've been through, he would have acted right, but no, he wants to keep being involved in this lifestyle.
He wants to be in this lifestyle, but the thing is, it's
he
like...
don't need it, though.
You don't need it.
He just got the itch.
But you know what? That's just like, as they be saying, the suburban kids. It's like, you come from a well family. Why you want to be, in the hood? Mm-hmm. And they just be like, you remember the movie ATL with Laura London? It's like, you live in this mansion. Why are you down here in the hood?
Facts. Where people trying to damn survive.
Like,
you playing
like he said in there, he said, you got a fucking Picasso in your house. I mean, people are always fascinated by something that they don't have. Yeah. That goes both ways. People that live in the hood are always fascinated by the rich. People that are rich are be fascinated by...
Because they think the grass is always greener.
The quote-unquote hood, as you want to say, but...
Yeah. But overall, it was good. If Facebook didn't ruin it, the first episode probably been an A, but since I already knew what was going on, kind of took
that
away.
That was Facebook. That was your fault for getting on there.
Tell people stop being,
That ain't no different than us posting this now.
There's a difference.
It is not a difference.
Because they have to click on this to see what we're talking about. You had to
click on the Facebook
I was just scrolling, minding my business, and it just
you wasn't minding your business. Your business shouldn't have been on there.
She ain't talking about nothing. Nevertheless.
Anyways.
Overall, I give it a B-. They were alright. They were good, but I give it a B. I give it a B.
I give it a B+.
So yeah, until the next video, you guys. Bye.